Kevin's Homebrew coming at ya. You know, I wasn't really sure I was going to do a video this week, and I know I missed last week, but I'm not brewing at the moment. My mead is going well. I really do need to brew because I've got some homebrews left, but I'm kind of trying to hold on to them. And but I have so many commercial beers, and many of you know that recently I said I was going to stop doing commercial beer reviews. But that it might take a year because I have so many beers set aside for reviewing, and that's not a joke. And Rich of Rich's Beer Reviews said, "Nice of you to give us an advance year's notice that you'll stop doing beer reviews, Kevin." So yeah, it did sound pretty ridiculous, didn't it? But yeah, it was to say, yeah, okay, don't stop sending me all the commercial beers, but I still have beers coming in. Beers are showing up, and oh, Lord Almighty. So anyway, but I did have a really funny story. And I think I need to cut off to a clip to a homebrew review that'll explain this funny story. Here you go. Today I am coming at you with, I think, one of the most fun stories ever. I'm going to be reviewing a homebrew. I'm going to be reviewing the homebrew of Jesse. We'll call him Jesse Hillsborough. Jesse Hillsborough, Oregon. And Jesse has been a long-time viewer of IMMO. And many of you know IMMO with his channel and done brewing and his biking and all his various things for years. A lot of viewers. A great guy, because I've got to meet him twice. Well, some of you have watched my videos know that a couple weeks ago he was over at my house along with Hockey Player on Saturday, and we brewed and we drank a lot. And IMMO put up a video of being over at my house. Well, Jesse saw the video. So Jesse was like, huh, I think they're in Hillsborough. So he checked out my channel. And then he wrote me a note and said, hey, I think you might live near me. I was wondering if you might review one of my beers. So I sent him my phone number. I said, sure, why not? I'd love to do that. Well, we got on the phone, we talked. Jesse lives about 2 blocks from my house. A guy who's watching IMMO while he was in Colorado and now in California and ends up being 2 blocks away. So I'm going to pull this sucker out. We're going to review Jesse's beer. First, let me tell you a little bit about Jesse's beer. It's a stout. Jesse wants me to review a stout because he feels his friends don't give him an honest opinion, and I appreciate that statement. I think a lot of people do. And so here's his recipe. I've got it right here. He has 14 pounds of Bryce Pale Ale malt. He has a pound of roasted barley, a pound of black malt, a pound of flaked barley, half a pound of medium crystal, a quarter pound of special B, and this is the one that throws me a little. He has 0.06 pounds of Bryce 6-row brewer's malt. All right, and then for hopping, he has 2 ounces of Apollo at 60 minutes, an ounce of Centennial at 10 minutes, and an ounce of Centennial at 1 minute. So let me get this thing cracked open and let's give it a review. Now I know that this is bottle conditioned, so we're going to pour nice and slow. Oh wow, it comes out nice and dark actually. That looks very pretty actually. All right, so to start, Jesse, you get an A for appearance. I mean, look at that beautiful 2-finger head. That is a deep mocha. I mean, look at that. That is one dark head. That's spectacular. And I can't see through this. You know, I didn't look, I forgot to check like what kind of ABV or anything this is. But in terms of looks, I know you got that pound of roasted barley and black malt in there. So it is nice and dark. All right, let's get the aroma on this. Huh. It is very dark, I can tell you. Ooh, okay, so I got my nose really up in it. I probably, shouldn't have poured the whole thing, man. I got some really dark molasses. I mean some dark molasses, like condensed feeling. I do get an off scent. I haven't nailed what that is, but that dark scent is really good. Actually, I mean, it smells like it has like what I call the sorghum. If anyone knows what sorghum is, it tastes also like or smells also like there's sorghum in there. It's that dark, of a scent, like kind of like blackstrap molasses, but very dark. Yeah, and I can tell you got the, I'm having a hard time picking up the hops in this, but I can totally tell you've got these dark malts. I mean, the barley in there, the roasted barley. And I do get a hint of the caramel off that as well, so your crystals in there. But wow, I mean, it's a really dark, and it's not super sweet. There's a little bit of sweetness on this, like a molasses and sorghum type sweetness, but I'm not picking up on, a lot more lighter, richer caramel type aromas on it. It's very dark. All right, well, cheers. Let's give this a try. Ooh. I would say that the taste very much follows the aroma. Yeah, it is extremely deep and rich in taste. I mean, I would have, if I didn't know, I would have thought that you put some molasses in here. There is an off taste, and I can't quite tell you what it is. Might be a little bit of cardboard. I'm wondering if there's just a little bit of oxidation on this, possibly. So the off taste is kind of unbalances things. I think also it is just so rich. I mean, now if you like super rich stouts, no problem. Don't worry about it. If you like that super molassesy type taste, wow, fantastic, because you got it in spades here. I do want to come back on the appearance, though. I got to tell you, that head is just hanging around. It really is. I mean, look how thick that still is. And every time I tip the glass, I mean, the appearance on this is spectacular. This is actually a damn good body for a homebrew. This is on the light side of full, I would say. I mean, the body is fantastic. All right. So first of all, I understand what you're saying about your friends. I think this is a great beer. I'm really enjoying this beer. I would say that you might work on balancing some of those flavors a little bit. For the average consumer, I'm going to say, this is super rich. I think that you got to balance some of this out with getting some chocolate malt and bring some of those flavors in. I think that would give it a more rounded character so that you're not just pulling out just the molasses type flavors. Outside of that, though, I mean, there's not a lot I want to say. I would even say, though, that you could have some fun doing some adjuncts with this. I think that you could build on this and make this an even better beer. I really do. I think that depending on what you like, you could come in with some like maybe cocoa nibs, like maybe roast some cocoa nibs, throw that in the secondary. There's any number of things you could do. And if you like barrel aging type flavors, one thing you might consider is taking like some dark, I don't know if I'd go for medium, I'd probably go for dark oak, soaked in bourbon, let it sit there for months, and then when you go and make a batch of this, pour some of that into the secondary as well. You could do some cool things with this beer. I think the base of this beer is really nice. I think that strong molasses would probably be the only thing that it's so dominantly a molasses flavor. And I would love to get some more of the roast characteristic besides that molasses character. And I'm not sure where all that's coming from. That would be a fun thing to explore. Beyond that, Jess, I got to tell you, I don't think your friends are lying to you. I think this is a really nice beer. I think that you did a really fantastic job. But I'm nitpicking, really, to be honest with you, I'm nitpicking because you were looking for advice and direction. Outside of that, why not keep it the way it is? I mean, because just look how beautiful. I mean, this is one of the prettiest homebrews I've ever seen, I have to tell you. I mean, if you were serving this in the bar, I mean, how proud would you be to be serving something that just looks so gorgeous all the time? I'm just fascinated looking at it. It's like a kid with a toy. It really is a nice beer. I look forward to you sending another bottle down to the house. Okay, Jess, you just got the greatest seal of approval ever. I just went down and let Mrs. Clement's homebrew smell this. She said, "Oh, I like the smell of this. It has molasses and apricots on it." She goes, You know, she usually crinkles her nose at almost everything that comes to it. And she liked the smell of your beer. That's one hell of an endorsement. It's good to have friends, Jess. You got some good friends. They know when they're drinking good beer. This is Kevin Clements Homebrew saying, life's too short to drink cheap beer. And sometimes you find a neighbor that can brew good ones and drop one off. See y'all. Cheers. So anyway, that was a fantastic beer. Jess made a fantastic beer. And if he needs to change it for style or whatever, that's up to him. But it drank wonderful. So that was pretty cool. A viewer of Immoladius turns out to be 2 blocks away. That was great. And speaking of beer, I have beer mail. Indeed, I have beer mail. So, and I've had other people say, hey, I'm going to send you beer. You know, one of the things I said was, you know, I will review homebrews. Well, now homebrews are coming in. So here we go. I got a text last Friday from none other than LARMO22. And he said, oh, here's the tracking number. You'll have a package on Monday. Oh, really? Okay. Thank you, Larmo. So let's take a look at what good old Larmo sent me, and it's no particular order. First, you need to note he has the beautiful tops, but he has a new thing. Look at those labels. Damn. That's all I can say about that. Damn. And so the first one here is an English barley wine from Partyguile. Now, my question to Lermo is, Partyguile, are you referring to the style of brewing, or is there a user named Partyguile and this is one of his beers? Partyguile Brewing, for those that don't know what that is, it's just a reference to like second runnings, like where you're making a second beer. So basically, you mash in and you take the first runnings and you make a beer off of the first runnings. So a very strong beer. Then you go on to make a second beer, which can have different names. In medieval times in England, they actually would make 3 beers off the grains. They would make a Partyguile, which would be a strong beer. They would make a moderate beer, and then they would make what they call like a small beer. And so anyway, that means that this one's probably very strong, English barley wine. This should be awesome. Thank you very much. The next one, I don't know if, I'm assuming that this was made by Larry, but it says SJ Raspberry Imperial Stout. So I believe this is what the original Raspberry Stout was supposed to be like, that he was doing for the contest. So I'm actually very, very excited to try this one. Okay, now here we go. This is the Poor Old Raspberry Ale, the original. So this is what he made for the contest. So very cool. I got another one of those. Awesome, I love it. Oh, sweet. This is a bottle of his Gruit. It's a 1.5 years old. So that should be really cool to try one of his Gruits. I was fortunate enough to have gotten to try 2 of Immoladius's Gruits. So this will be fun to try for sure. Awesome, thank you. Oh, right on. Thank you, thank you. Oh, I'm excited about this one, Larry. This is his chocolate peanut butter imperial stout. That's right, 7.5%, but it's a chocolate peanut butter stout. Right on. I've never had a chocolate peanut butter stout. I've always wanted to try one. So this will now be what I judge all peanut butter stouts by will be yours from this time forward. Larry, you are too good to me. You truly. This is another bottle of the vanilla bean porter, his 2-year-old vanilla bean porter, which is just outstanding. Highly rated, outstanding. I don't have to review this again because I've reviewed this twice now and one not too long ago, but wow. I'll put these ones up on camera over here, but this one, oh yeah. Oh yeah, thank you. So, okay, what can I say? I'm a pretty happy guy. All right, what have we got going on? All right, now it's time to get serious. I have a beer. I have just accepted a position within the Homebrew Wednesday community, within the international Homebrew Wednesday community. After long deliberations, I was given this position by the international president for Homebrew Wednesday, S.J. Poor himself. I have been appointed for this year as the ambassador, the U.S. ambassador to the United Kingdom for Homebrew Wednesday. And it's a position that I take very seriously. I'm very excited to take this position, and so as a result, I need to go visit some of the brothers in beer, some of the bearded brewers and the like in the UK, and I will be traveling to England the second half of May. So I already have a meeting set up with Harry Brew 69 himself, and we will be meeting in Edwinstowe at a nice pub and spending some time together. And I'll be visiting Nottingham, and where all the merry men were drinking their beer. So we just thought this was a very appropriate place to meet. I mean, that is the home of Friar Tuck. So, we will be meeting. This will be an exciting event, and I will have clips of all of this and be putting that up. And that's part of what's been taking up my time, is making all these arrangements. But very soon, I will be heading over to the UK, as I said. So, cheers, and I will set up one night to try to meet people in London, and hopefully we can work that out. I've actually sent off a note to Brewmaster Ben and Hanworth Homebrew to let them know I'll be in the area, and a few others that I've spoken to. And so we'll see how that turns out, but it should be a fun time. Thank you, SJ. I so appreciate this appointment. I'm taking it seriously. I'm happily taking the trip to meet our fellow Homebrew Wednesday branch of the UK. So anyway, cheers to that. Now that that silliness is over, I can put a t-shirt on again. I feel much more comfortable now. But yeah, that is serious. I'm actually making a trip, and I have made plans to meet Harry, and I'm really looking forward to that. Pretty excited about that, in fact, and hope to meet some others, and just planning a wonderful trip. This is a 10th anniversary for my wife and I, and we're quite excited. And anyway, so yeah, I got to get brewing here. I actually have a recipe all put together. I'm making an IPA with some rye in it. Looking forward to doing that. But from Kevin here at Clement's Homebrew, just happy Homebrew Wednesday to you all. We will catch you all later. Cheers.